Okay, so give you some background here. Um, Not too long ago, 2023, we get Cosmic Shake. Incredible game in my opinion. A solid 8, maybe 7 out of 10. Main thing that held it back was the technical problems of the Switch 2, I mean of the Switch 1 version, and it ran pretty badly, but it was fine. Like it was still playable, but I thought it was a great game. I thought it was really fun. And then what we see later on of that year is, I think in 2024 we get Patrick Star Game, which it's made by a different developer, but it's still a great time. Um, so we get Patrick Star Game. I think wait, who made that game? Wait, now I do know. Patrick Star Game. It's like an infamous, terrible developer that makes a bunch of garbage. Yeah, Outright Games. This one wasn't too bad. It was funny. It had funny to it. Um, but then we see this, or we see this, and you may look at that and be like, okay, this could just be any other SpongeBob game, but of course, by the Balloon Patrick scene here, we know that it is, of course, a sequel to the Cosmic Shake, which does see Balloon Patrick. And I was sort of waiting for this for a while. A lot of people were waiting for it, and we assumed it would happen in like a bunch of different Nintendo Directs, and it never happened. And then randomly, we had this THQ Nordic 2025 showcase or some sort. I was not aware that this was happening, and I just suddenly saw the Titans of the Tide trailer in my recommended. But then it was apparently part of this thing. If I knew this was happening, I would probably know that this was going to be part of that. But yeah, so it was revealed here, and what I just learned, like right now, is sadly, this Switch 2 version is a Game Geek card. That hurts a lot, but of course it makes sense because we know the whole reason why Game Geek cards exist is because there's only 3 types of cartridges that Nintendo makes for the Switch 2. One being, I think, the 64, or I think it's more than 64, I think it's like maybe 128, no, I'm not sure the exact amount, but it's a high amount of gigabytes. And then after that you have like the Switch 1 compatible Switch 2 not game card, just like cartridge, which you only make that for making Switch 2 editions that like are physical. And then you have Game Geek cards, which are just nothing on the cartridge. I don't think it's as crazy terrible as other people. It's certainly better than other ways of having like a download code in a box, but it definitely hurts to see. But it makes sense because it's probably like, I would say, less than 10 gigabytes, maybe, since a lot of developers don't compress their games at all. It might be more, who knows. If it is more, then it won't make sense why they're not putting it on a regular cartridge. But 40 bucks, not too bad. So let us watch this trailer. Let us analyze what is going on here. So, well, first let's analyze what's going on here. It's just the whole premise of this game seems to be the Flying Dutchman and King. Is it King Titan? What's it? King Titan SpongeBob. That's not his name. What's his name? King Neptune. I'm stupid. King Neptune. So King Neptune and Flying Dutchman are having some sort of battle here. So let's watch what's happening. We see everyone's just kind of like terrified by what they're seeing right now. We see this person is there. So let's see what happens here.
To teach those two not to mess with Bikini Bottom.
Okay, wait. I think we need to take that a lot slower. That was way too much. Way too quickly. Let us put this at 1.5. Okay, so that's some nice animation there. So then that person, these people are terrified. Then they're attacking each other, and then what we see here. This is possibly the start of the game. Actually, this right here is interesting because this little symbol, this kick symbol, was seen in the Cosmic Shake, so it's interesting that it's back. I remember not being the biggest fan of it. It's like just sort of like a homing attack sort of thing, if I remember correctly. And this seems here like it's it's like actual new gameplay, like real gameplay. So that's weird that they just threw that in there for like 2 seconds, while the rest is just like a cutscene. Yeah, yeah. See, it is like a homing attack sort of thing, and then okay, so here, he has a golden spatula. Why don't I think let's see, can we put back? I think we can put back the volume. Okay, and maybe put it at a faster, about 1.5. Okay. I'll put it just normal for now. Okay.
What shall we do with the
Oh
flying
yeah,
Dutchman?
okay.
What shall we do with the flying
I'll put it
Dutchman?
0.7 just
What
so
shall
we get
do with
we
the
get a better.
flying Dutchman? I'm David Hasselhoff.
Okay, so that doesn't really tell us much about the game, but it is a cool thing about the trailer. But the thing is that kind of hurts us analyzers out there that want to analyze, because he sort of gets in the way of some good juicy footage. But yeah, so let's put this at a crazy low speed, and let's see what's happening here. Okay, so of course here, this looks like a pretty big area. It still looks pretty linear, like most SpongeBob games are. If that says Goldie's treasure, some sort of wheel, and this does seem like you probably won't be able to go in the water, or let's see as the game goes on. And these sort of boxes are sort of like a SpongeBob game staple. It's kind of funny that they're still here. And then this is where we sort of see the couple of the biggest points, or like the big hook with Titans of the Tide. So first we see that SpongeBob, or actually Patrick, has this new power where he can go into the ground and sort of swim around a bit. I'm not really sure if this is something where you enter the ground and you can control what happens once you're in there, or if it's literally just you enter the ground, it's a straight line after. It's kind of what it looks like. It doesn't look like the player is changing the path. It looks like a very short. Let's look at it at just a normal speed to sort of see how it looks like there. Yeah, it sort of looks like a very similar thing. I'm not really sure why you would need to do that besides just like getting under some sort of thing in the way. So I'm not sure if that will serve any like bigger like platforming purpose or something like that. But let's see. Then this here is something interesting. So when he jumps out, he does a twirl. This twirl that we are seeing, this is not a part of that move. You can see for a second that he stops for like a frame. He stops moving once he jumps out of that, like here, and then it enters that swirl animation, which seems to give a bit more airtime. So it seems to be some sort of double jump. And now let's go back for a second. Oh wait, that is not a double jump. In fact, that seems to be the player switching to SpongeBob, and this is of course the big hook of the game. It is changing between SpongeBob and Patrick for platforming sequences, and I am very intrigued by that hook. And I want to see what they do with it, and we're going to see more. But this is sort of, I assume you just press a button, and he does a little twirl, and then, okay, so it seems that SpongeBob is the only one that can hit those platforms. So similar to Cosmic Shake, where you can only play as SpongeBob, so of course SpongeBob is the only one that can hit them. But now they're going to sort of keep that as like a SpongeBob only move, which is interesting. I kind of like that idea. Then you put that there, and then it says no scam ahead. Okay, interesting. And then here we see this new area, which is definitely has King Neptune, and it seems like very nice looking. And actually, I think we're gonna have a lot to analyze here. First, let's take a better look at what we're seeing here, just for a second to see if there's anything we're missing. Yeah, this does look like a really large area. As we can see here, this is not a decoration. This is something that SpongeBob can actually go to, because there's that same kick balloon. It's here as well, so I assume there's some sort of collectible. The main collectible game is probably here, as well, and there's probably a ton spread out across this big area. So it does seem like we are seeing a much larger scope in Titans of the Tide than we did see in Cosmic Shake or in any previous SpongeBob game. So here, I just want to pay attention to what we see happening. So we see SpongeBob's main attack move in Cosmic Shake was using his bubble wand, and it does seem like we are doing a very similar thing. Like, is it okay? Wait, I'm not exactly sure what is happening. It looks like, yes, it looks like you have an attack that could sort of make like a homing attack where you just like you send a bubble and it'll hit the object closest to you. And it seems like once you hit that, then it becomes like a bigger platform. Actually, let's take a look at that again, because it seems like you do that, and then there's also a double jump. So there is a double jump still. It makes sense. It's a kid's platformer. SpongeBob and the Cosmic Shake had a double jump. Makes perfect sense. And then we see this, and then we see this sort of horrifying visual here, sort of like a once in a lifetime sort of thing that you get to see. And then it seems also that they are not doing the balloon sort of thing that they did last time. These are ghosts. As we saw before, there's a ghostly, no, wrong thing, ghostly edition, Titans of the Tide. There's a ghostly edition of this game. So these are ghosts. It has been confirmed that I'm not sure if maybe they get this power from the Flying Dutchman early on in the game. That is certainly interesting. But so yeah, they do turn into ghosts, not balloons. And that's I guess how they can switch out. So then they do that again, and then we see this could possibly be a costume independent of that level you're in, but I don't think so, because we saw in the Cosmic Shake that the costumes, if I'm not wrong, they were sort of mandatory in the levels. Actually, why don't we check that? Just gameplay. Just take a quick look to see, like, sort of like I don't remember them letting you sort of choose to wear things. Like, yeah, it looks like that's how it is. It's just sort of whatever area you enter, that is the one that you're sort of your costume is of that area. So it does seem like that's what they're doing here. So similar thing, cool. Then now we see another. This is, I guess, one of Patrick's other moves. I'm not sure if he just has two, but we saw one where he can dig into the ground, and this other one where he has some sort of whip or lasso where he can grab objects with that little bullseye on it, which that is certainly interesting, because you can do that, and then, okay, we're there. Okay, so that the gameplay ends there. We are not sure how the door opens. We could, as somehow, like, you enter a cutscene, or maybe you could switch back to SpongeBob and hit it with the balloon, maybe, or maybe this could be a chance for Patrick to use another one of the moves where you go underground to go underneath the door and jump out. That would certainly be interesting, but I'm not sure if we would go into that route, because we don't really know what that thing is for. It could be more of just like sort of an enemy thing. Maybe you go into the ground, pop out, and you hit an enemy when you get back up. But we don't know that for sure. We don't know what's happening here. So then here we just get another look at King Neptune. It seems like he is in love with something. And yeah, so I wonder how much cutscenes and animation we'll see here, because that was a nice. Okay, so this seems to be like one of the earliest bosses that we encounter. So this is an entire level. This is certainly an interesting one. So it seems like outside of the level we see King Neptune and the Flying Dutchman battle each other. So that is certainly interesting. Sort of like that like giant set piece just like right behind the level. And yeah, so okay, so here we get a better look at this boss fight. Ooh, wait, might have just uncovered some interesting footage here. This looks like the ghost SpongeBob is weirdly far from Patrick. Could this be just, oh, it's just far, it's just like it doesn't mean anything? Or could it be that ghost SpongeBob is assigned to other tasks? I'm not sure. They could do something like that, where sort of like something in Bowser's Fury, where you can sort of have Bowser Jr. attack enemies for you. Not really sure what it would be attacking here. I'm not sure. It does look like it's just sort of wandering around in the background. Honestly, all of the scenes here. We see Ghost SpongeBob weirdly far away from Patrick, which that is certainly interesting. And let's look a second here. It looks like you go underground to avoid these like green fumes or slime. That is certainly weird because it does look like you could jump over them. Maybe they're just so intense that you can't jump over them. Wait a second. Never mind. Wait, we literally just see you jump over them. So I don't know if maybe that is just sort of some sort of like flair to that move. Is it just like, oh, like if you want to look cool while doing it? I'm not really sure why you would go underground and not just jump. There's probably some sort of reason to it. And then here we see the whip used in a different way. You see it. It's not just what I do like is it's not just a bullseye is on something. It's like an object. A lot of Cosmic Shake, everything was very controlled, like what we saw previously. You can't just like kick a balloon and then that would feel more natural, would feel more like a mechanic. You have to kick a balloon, a balloon with a kick symbol on it. It like tells you what to do. It feels like a tutorial, but it's just a part of the whole game. Of course that makes sense, it's a kid's game. But it does sort of cheapen some of these mechanics and make them not feel like mechanics, but instead like a quick time event, sort of just like, oh, do what it's telling you to do. And same thing here, it's just like, okay, only this object can be interacted with in this way. And what we see here is not that. It's definitely more interesting. It's just like, okay, here's a barrel. You have a whip. Use the barrel. Like that is fun. I do like that. And then it seems like you throw it at the Flying Dutchman in this boss fight. This does seem like a pretty lengthy boss fight of taking different forms. This is very clearly a robot Flying Dutchman, and then it immediately takes a different form. And that is certainly cool. I'm not sure who created this robot Flying Dutchman. And then already in a whole other scene here, this background does seem to be lacking a bit of detail. It does look weirdly uglier than a lot of the other aspects of this game. And this whole mechanic of sort of like some sort of light source that sort of illuminates the rest of the level has been done in a lot of other games, like Astrobot did that. Do you want to join in?
Which is the King Gizzard song that says reclaimed by gravity?
It's like a handful of sand reclaimed by gravity. And it's like
Space it?
June 22. Yeah, I think it is.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we're nearing 20. Okay, back to the thing. So yeah, this was done in Astrobot. It seems to be some sort of liquid, and this seems to be this level's whole identity. It does. Wait a second. It seems that the liquid in question changes color over what objects it is, like changing the substance of it. That is strange. Okay, here's a big one we see confirmed. The pizza is back. In Cosmic Shake, you could do like a glide by doing a double jump and then holding B, I think, on the Switch, and then you'd sort of have like a pizza that would give you just a glide. You'd hold it up and then you do that, and it seems like that is back. At least we assume. It could be possible that it isn't, and that was just for the cutscene, but we don't know. And here it's of course another classic like slide level. This is in a bunch of SpongeBob games. And then here we see a switch to Patrick. I'm not sure why. This is of course this stupid Patrick meme. I don't like when these games lean into the memes, but fine. I assume it was to scare those clams away, because if SpongeBob kept going, then his tongue would be severely hurt. So I guess it does make sense why you'd switch, but it does feel a bit forced. Then here's just more of them speaking. Oh, and then here we learn why they're able to do this like switching ghost thing is because of their BFF ranks, and that is of course a cute detail. And then here we get a look at this other area. Seems like an early game area. Honestly, these visuals and this sort of style, I don't know if maybe it's because I played on the Switch version. Switch version is a little bit more low resolution, but this definitely reminds me a lot more of the Patrick Star game than Cosmic Shake. But Let's keep watching. Oh, wait, that's literally all we get of that clip. What can we gain here? So this seems like another way of using this ability, and honestly, from what it looks like, it does seem like you don't have much mobility when you enter the ground. It does seem just like a straight line that you're going to jump out of. Now, what these little holes are here, like these like anthill looking things, I I don't know what they are. They could be some sort of like coins will jump out when you go through them. Maybe they'll give you a bit more distance. I am not sure, but honestly, I'm not sure about this mechanic. This mechanic, it looks a bit iffy. It doesn't seem like any of the instances of you using it. It feels like it's deserved. Like if you could easily do this in another way, and I don't know if I would prefer to do this using this underground digging mechanic that Patrick has. But let's continue. And then here, I'm seeing another kick device thing. Actually, wait, that's interesting. What we get to see here. This area looks really interesting. Yes. Okay. So it is for like distance. Okay. That is an interesting thing. And then this area seems to be the same as this one. But we really don't get any look at it pretty much at all. Let's wait until it goes back there. Yeah, this is strange. We see of course bubbles, which are like the health in this game. So we have kind of no idea what this is, and you like knock a pillar down. That's sort of fun. So okay, so this is confirmed that you do use that to gain some height, which is better than like coins or something popping out of that. So that is interesting. And then here it's like some sort of boulder section. This seems to be the same section as the last one, given by the lights. And this seems to be the new collectible. I think the golden spatula. Say bikini bottom. Oh, okay. So here we're seeing a lot. So we have like some sort of ice level, and I think I'm nauseous. And yeah, you can spin and just change. Okay, so here, okay, this, yeah, okay, I think one thing that I've really gained from watching this is these levels are much bigger. They have a huge scope compared to Cosmic Shake. Like, we are seeing so many different places here that it is not just like a linear thing where like you have a lot of objects blocking these other paths. It's like, okay, like just everything is open, which that is certainly an interesting direction to take. And now that you don't have to worry about the Switch 1 version, it would be easier to take that direction. So that is interesting. And then okay, so we see more of a cutscene. Don't want spoilers. And then we'll skip over that. Okay, so yeah, this does confirm that the pizza box is back in some sort of way. Maybe it's not the pizza box. Maybe it is the Patrick's pants, as we saw in the scene. Oh, we have some sort of yellow kick balloon that could be maybe some sort of different type of, maybe you kick it for a different reason. I am not sure. Maybe the coins will pop out of it. Maybe they don't take you somewhere else. Not sure. And then yeah, what else do we have to see here? Not much. Just sort of the same level. It does again seem really big. A lot of stuff to do. We see like a chest here. What could be inside that? And this does seem interesting. There is not much detail in the backgrounds. I feel like maybe it was the low resolution of the Switch. But I remember Cosmic Shake looking a bit. Not a bit better, just a bit more like detailed in a lot of the stuff. So yeah, this scene doesn't seem to really tell us much. Okay. Here we see some here we see some interesting stuff. Just like sort of go back, just to sort of like sort of see like what we're gonna see here. This seems to be some sort of ghost skateboard that you can ride over water. It seems to be the same area that we saw in the beginning as this Goldie's treasure thing is here. I am not sure if this is maybe just a part of your moveset that you gain, or it could be just like an object that you possess for a limited period of time. We're not really sure right now. The fact that it is a ghost does make me think that maybe it is like a part of your arsenal, like of items and moves you can do. But it does seem not this is interesting. Okay, it is separate to the ghost mechanic, or at least switching them, and changing between SpongeBob and Patrick seems to have no difference except for maybe the what you see, or it could be that controlling Patrick like this could be a different thing. Like you could control it differently. That is possible. And then here, this is a very large area. Again, like I'm really seeing a crazy like big new scope that they have here. This is like some sort of new enemy penguin looking things here. And yeah, again, this is crazy. We see like another yellow kick balloon here. I'm not sure if that was in the original game. Another huge set piece of King Neptune.
I knew it. Just sit on chairs that touch the floor for that. I'll keep it all.
No, yeah, I agreed with you.
No.
I agreed with you at the end when you said that. Yeah, because
No, you didn't
so
agree with
we're
me.
talking about King Neptune.
You said
Talking about King Neptune.
King Gizzard. So those are related cousins.
Yeah.
And you were like, silver chairs that touch the floor.
I just because I'm not familiar what you call it. I'm not familiar with
Sounds
it.
like any sense. Yeah,
What do you mean it doesn't make any sense? Just like what does make any sense?
You said there were two silver chairs that touch.
I didn't say two. I didn't mean to say two. I think I did.
I thought at the end I heard about the meaning.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like your version made way more sense.
But you didn't agree that I was right.
When I asked you this because I wasn't sure of this came up because I said no, this came up because I was like the silver chair, no, the silver chairs are touch for that, I'll give it all. And I was just like, what does that mean? Because like I wasn't sure. And you gave your interpretation, like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I thought it was this. That's
No, but you said.
I said something else because I thought it was that, but I understood that.
But you still thought that the lyrics were still the same. The meaning was wrong. So, you
What
know,
do you mean? I didn't mean that.
you said
Silver chairs that touch the
Yeah.
floor, for that I'll give it all. It's not that?
It's not. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm trying to.
But you
To sit on chairs that touch the floor.
it's not the silver chairs.
I literally.
I
told
heard
you.
the silver.
No, I literally.
Oh, you do look at the
But
piano
yeah,
round
no,
thing.
yeah, this is, no, I looked at the lyrics on Genius Lyrics.
Fine, let's look at the
And that's because I
Wait.
knew it was that, and I told you.
Wait, let's look at the Phantom
And
Island
then
thing.
you were like, what's that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, sit down. You were like, what is this? I'm gonna check the thing. And you were like, what does this mean? And I was like, I thought it was this, and you were like, what?
We're back, gang. Okay, so let's see, where did we leave off here? Just making sure that like what is this? Yeah, where did we go? So yeah, this again, just huge scope here, and we're not really sure how switching characters changes this mechanic. And then we immediately get thrown into a new scene here, which is Patrick on this boulder, seemingly the same boulder that we saw before. Okay, yeah, and it seems like there's not much of a difference in changing there. This seems like an interesting level because this seems like it's some sort of like Bikini Bottom in ruins. We can see Sandy's house here. We can see Squidward's, Patrick's, and SpongeBob's. And this is them attacking me. This is the first level. It's just like them fighting in the background as we see some sort of pocket enter here, and then yeah, pizza is confirmed. And then from there, okay, Um, is that all we see? Let's go back for a second. This is how the trailer ends. Like that's the last gameplay we see. Huh. I wonder if maybe this is the end of the level and you get sucked into a different dimension. It is interesting that Cosmic Shake and Titans of the Tide both seem to be doing like different worlds, entering new universes and stuff. Like that is interesting. I wonder, it does look like you can go here though. There are coins, there are items. So why here specifically do you enter this portal and then you just leave the screen? Like that is very interesting. And then after that, that's pretty much the end of the trailer, and then we have like the ghostly edition, which is wait. Ghost. It doesn't say game key card. I need to check. I need to look into this. Ghost. Switch to. No. Oh my god. It's just probably because like. So this is false advertising. They false advertised. Wow. They will not hear the end of this. False advertising, you bastards. Game is not a normal game on Switch 2. It's a game key card. Sorry for saying bastards. I'll post that after. So yeah, I think, wait, title season pass, title season pass, what is that? Let me find a normal, I can't buy Ghostly Edition here. So, wait a second. Just not switch to where can you buy it? Whoa. What is the season pass? I'll watch that after, but what is the season pass? Is this some sort of like level pack? Title season pass. Sponge. Yeah, sponge. Why can't I spell sponge? SpongeBob. What is that? Wait, this is Titans of the Tide, and it used that. Expand your ghostly adventure and get swept away by a title of additional content. Portal Challenge DLCs. Okay. Okay, so seems like weirdly a lot of content. Not too mad because it is $40. So if they need to include DLC, fine. But at least it's $40. Okay, so yeah, it is very interesting. I'm mad that they false advertise. Frankly, furious, but you know, I do still think this definitely looks good. I like the much larger scope that they're going for. I like the whole switching characters mechanic. Visually looks way better than Cosmic Shake, even if some areas are lacking a bit of detail. But overall, I'm happy. Let's watch this.